What's up, guys? Chipotle. Got some Chipotle lunch. It's gonna be my pre-workout meal today. I'm starving. Been at Starbucks all morning working. Been there for like 5 hours. Definitely in need of some food. But when I was at Chipotle, it was pretty much amateur hour. It was the newer Chipotle around here. I don't know if it was like new workers maybe, but they were having a hell of a time. Hey, be quiet, baby. Plus it was really busy. It was lunchtime, so I think they were just having a hard time of it. But gonna eat this, do a little bit more work, and then hit the gym for a bench press workout in about an hour. So my living room is basically all about mobility. Pretty much what I've been doing lately is before I go to the gym, getting out my mobility stuff and just doing a little bit of foam rolling, a little bit of myofascial release with a lacrosse ball or the stick before I go to the gym. I still do my normal warm-up routine, and Lucy wants to get on YouTube.
I'm going to her.
Say hi, YouTube. What? So, now I forgot what I was saying, baby.
Mobility.
Alright, about mobility. Yeah, so what I've been doing is basically getting out my mobility stuff in the living room. I'm trying to talk on YouTube. So I get mobility stuff out in the living room beforehand, and then I still do my normal warm-up, and mobility, that's part of my warm-up. You just want to talk?
So just Lucy and her on YouTube channel.
This whole segment's all messed up. So basically what I'm trying to say is I do a little bit of mobility at home before I go to the gym, and then I still do my normal warm-up. So I'm taking over Gamma Labs Snapchat today, and it's basically doing like a day-long Q&A, and it's kind of inspired me to put more effort in my own Snapchat. So go follow me on Snapchat. It's just @HuntFit. I wish it was HuntFitness, but I think when I signed up, I either just didn't think about it or someone already had HuntFitness, which might have happened. So @HuntFit, follow me on Snapchat. I'm gonna start putting a lot more effort into it just because it's fun and I enjoy doing it, and Snapchat's a really good way for me to interact and answer people's questions, so that's why I like it. Alright, we're getting ready for the gym. I'm gonna have tropical rain today. A scoop of that. And then of course you gotta have a Pop-Tart. That's my ritual. Pre-workout Pop-Tart. For the gym, I'm gonna have tropical rain today. A scoop of that. And then of course you gotta have a Pop-Tart. That's my ritual. Pre-workout Pop-Tart. Big scoop. Big scoop. I love working out and training and being in the gym as much as anybody. I mean, I love it. It's my entire life. What I do. It's what I do for a living. It's my hobby. Everything. However, with that being said, you're not going to love every training session 100% of the time, especially when you're training for a meet or you're getting ready for any type of athletic endeavor. And if you're sitting there saying, well, Kyle, no, that's not true. I've trained for this, I've trained for that, and I've loved every minute of it. Well, yes and no. I see what you're saying, because at the end of the day, after this meet prep is over, after this training session I'm about to do is over, you get that fulfillment of accomplishment. You're like, oh shit, I loved that. But I'm talking in the heat of the moment, in the trenches, so to speak, even though I hate saying that, but in the gym, sweating your balls off, training your ass off, underneath the bar. You're not training hard enough if you can honestly tell me 100% of every training session you're like, yes, I love this shit, this is my favorite thing in the world. Because there comes a point where you just gotta grind. You just gotta grind through it. And anybody who's really put out a lot of effort knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. So I'm gonna do a little Ask Hunt, hashtag Ask Hunt. Keep the questions coming. And I'm going to continue answering them throughout this series. Now, what I want to talk about today isn't like one specific question, but I've seen it brought up frequently in the course of the first, few videos, and it's, what do I think about my competition? So who I'm going to be going up against at Raw Nationals. And I want to talk about a couple things. One, I just want to talk collectively about USAPL Raw Nationals. If you're not really familiar with powerlifting, or you're not really familiar with what I'm even really training for, what I'm doing, the USAPL is a powerlifting organization. One of the problems with powerlifting, drug-tested powerlifting, is the same problems with drug-tested bodybuilding, and that there's not necessarily one organization that is like the top organization, I guess you should say, because there's multiple organizations. However, for drug-tested powerlifting, I would say the USAPL is as close to, having like the monopoly on, being considered the #1 organization. You're as close as you could ever get. Honestly, for drug-tested powerlifting, you're as close as you could ever get. And the reason I'm going to say that is, honestly, because of the Raw Nationals. If you take out Raw Nationals and just look at, all of the local meets and, regional meets or whatever in like isolation and compare them to other meets, I think you'd probably see, I think USPA and, I don't know, a few other organizations probably put on relatively similar meets. I'm not talking about judging. I'm just talking about like from a competitive standpoint, for competition. You'd probably, it's probably relatively similar. I would still say USAPL is probably, when you go to a local USAPL meet, you're probably gonna get better competition than a local, name any other organization for drug-tested powerlifting. However, what really sets it apart is Raw Nationals. Take 163 pounds, a 74 kg weight class I'm competing in. There's a very good chance that 5 guys total over 1,500 pounds. Think about that. 163 pounds, drug-tested, natural athletes. And I think probably the top 5, there's a good chance that they're going to total over 1,500. The winner, Taylor Atwood, who's, I'm not saying he's going to win, but he's defending champion and just took second at Worlds. There's a good chance he totals 1,600 pounds. 1,600 pounds at 163 pounds, drug tested. With, probably 3 or 4 other guys over 1,500, and then probably, a few guys 1,450 plus. That's my goal. My goal, I guess I haven't really said that publicly, but my goal is to total over 1450 at this meet. I think if everything goes well, that's completely doable. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, that's where I'm sitting right now. There's still a lot of training left, a long time to go before nationals. So, you know, that's kind of what's in my head right now. So, to talk about like my specific competitors, I already mentioned Taylor Atwood. I would say he's the favorite to win. Yeah, he's just really strong. And then of course Johnny Candido is going to be. He dropped down to 74 kgs. Obviously, the YouTube community is very familiar with Johnny Candido. He competed, I think, a couple weeks ago. I don't know what his numbers are, but I think he hit a 650 deadlift. So that's pretty insane. But I don't know what his squat or bench numbers were. But regardless, he's ridiculously strong. You would expect him to put up a really good, really strong performance at nationals. So he's going to be right there. And there's a bunch of guys. I don't want to. I mean, those are the two that you probably want to know about as the viewer. But there's guys that you don't know about that are just really strong. And that's another thing. I think with every weight class has the guys you know, but then it's not even so much like, you know, you look at the next weight class up. So 182, obviously John Hack at 183 he's the world champion. He beat Brett Gibbs. Super, super strong, a freak athlete. But it's the other, I mean, that weight class is deep. I mean, just as deep, if not deeper than, you know, any of the others. So, I mean, it's not just him. It's, you know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all the way to 10th, 12th place. They're all going to hit really respectable numbers. And I think you could say that for every weight class. I think you could pretty much say USA Pro Raw Nationals, you go through all the weight classes and, you know, look at Wilk scores and say, damn, I mean, that's just how competitive it is. So, I guess collectively, you know, it's very motivating that, you know, competing in a meet that's, I mean, it's a legit competition. I mean, it's a legit national championship with elite lifters. So it's going to take a strong effort. I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying. Just to place and do well, it's going to take a strong effort. So keep the questions coming. #AskHunt.